This is MicroXact's SPS 2600 probe testing wafer testing system. Here you can see the system itself. It has currently a setup with 2 DC probes, one space for an RF probe, and one wafer that is a standard wafer that one might see. You can see through this camera on the microscope over onto this side here a actual image of the wafer that is currently on the testing station. We can see here a high definition image sent from the camera above. From this setup here, if we initialize and move to the auto test feature, we would be able to automatically test each and every one of these wafers with some degree of certainty depending upon the ability of the aligner. Now, if we want to manually move from one place to another without the manual feature, we have a joystick here that allows us simple motion across the system. We also have below here the control box that has the controllers for the 2 Velmex XY slides that we have in there, as well as this additional feature that was requested by a particular client, in this instance Vocal Zoom, who has requested a separate controller for an XYZ stage here that will control a telescope that they have. We also have on this system a temperature controller that's able to control between 5 degrees centigrade up to 80 degrees centigrade. We have other controllers that can go into the much lower areas if you're looking for a vacuum system, or up to 600 centigrade on the other side. Additionally, we have an e-stop feature for if any emergency needs to immediately stop. This will depower the motors. Any emergency configuration necessary, we can also set up. We do all this sort of wiring inside here in-house, which will assist in whatever configuration we're looking for. On the side we have this computer here that's housing our software and controlling both this box here, which is our control box, as well as the probe system directly. Lastly, we have our chiller, which is the next unit responsible for regulating the cooling on the temperature control. Heaters are embedded inside. Inside here, we have the actual slide. So if I wanted to load this slide up with a new wafer, I would be able to bring this into a loading configuration. And you'll see this automatically removes the wafer from the testing area by lowering the platen, resets this to then move out. I can then adjust this knob here to release tension on these sliding areas. I can pull them out fully and readjust the tension to remove or replace the wafer as necessary. With the tension taut, you can see that this will stay firmly in its location. When I then load my next wafer, I can bring the system back, attach it by re-tightening this here, and then bring the system back up. I can then tell my system to go to the home, and it will send me right back to where I was in a lowered state. I can bring the platen back up to get us back into focus, and we would then be ready to begin testing with another wafer.